Hello, everyone, again, and I'm pleased to introduce you to our next speaker, Sarba Roy.
Thank you so much, Zoe. It's my absolute pleasure to be here and you a story about how we can actually co-create a curious, compassionate, and cyber-smart world. I have always admired OASP as an organization, and I cannot thank you enough for having me here today in the Women in AppSec meetup. So it's my absolute pleasure. Right now, let's get started. And so first, I think, who am I? So I'm very similar to the image here. I am a person who's built with many different parameters and different structures that get into my mind and soul and body. So I'm in essence a product security consultant at Umpqua Bank. I have 8+ years of experience in pen testing, security pre-sales, before moving to IT risk and security consulting. And my work has enabled me to travel around the world, and I've had the privilege and honor of working across India, Indonesia, Europe, and right now in the US. In heart, at heart, I'm a volunteer and mentor to amazing organizations that promote diversity and inclusion in cybersecurity, including Women in Cybersecurity Oregon. Uh, but I love painting, and then I also love writing. And I'm inspired to build a curious, compassionate, and cyber-smart world. And that's the reason why I'm here today, to share with you my story and also a little bit of how we can all play a small part in building this together. So right now, let's first understand that when we talk about cybersecurity, what are we currently in? Which state are we in? So right now, I think we are living in the stage of Internet of Everything, where the internet is not just connecting, devices. It's connecting human beings, and it's a very, very complex mesh of human, of digital, of everything that comes in between. So it is a great universe in itself, as they say. So what does that mean when it translates to the to cyber security? So the IoT universe in itself, according to reports, it's like around 20 to 30 billion interconnected devices which are powered by AI. And according to IBM, there's like almost 2.5 quintillion bytes of data which is generated every day. I will not even take that attempt to count the number of zeros which are there. But what's that leading to is that, according to Cisco, in 2021, the cybercrime itself as an industry, it's going to cost us around 6 trillion US dollars, which is 50% more than what it was in 2015. So if you look at the graph, it's crazy. Because, and I think right now, even if you talk to someone who's not in cybersecurity, they're definitely aware of terms like supply chain attacks, about ransomwares. So the question is, do we really feel happy about this development, or is this something that's concerning for us? The fact is, like, we are now living in a global security pandemic. And what that means is that with work from home, with remote access to our critical infrastructure, there are large scale cyber attacks which are targeted to our IoT universe. And that's again powered by these elements of AI, social media, cloud, mobility. So everything is fitting in, but at the same time it's acting like a weapon to the adversary, where adversary is using those tools to further create damage into our lives. So the attack surface and the sophisticated hacking techniques, so all of this is leading to the global security pandemic. Okay, so already I think we are suffering a lot because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So now that we have the security pandemic, what do we do next? Do we just sit, I mean, take our blankets, cover ourselves, and just give up? I guess not. You know, human life itself is the biggest testimony of resilience. And I think the RSA conference this year, which I had the privilege of attending, the theme there was also resilience. And that's what I'm going to speak about in my next slide. So they so in order to become resilient, it's important for us to be inclusive, because the more we are, the stronger we are. And that's why there's a crucial need for diversity in cybersecurity now, more than ever in the history of internet. So what does that mean here? For defending against the complex cyber attacks, there's a need for a variety of skill sets, cultural context, and neurodiversity. So what that means is that it's not just enough for us to have diversity as a checklist item in our strategy. A person who's worked in India and who has experienced the huge number of phishing or wishing campaigns through phones for capturing credit card information, that person will bring a lot of value to the table when they are engaged as a defender. So is someone from the US or from Africa or from Australia or from any part of the world. So no matter which part of the world we belong to, depending on our cultural experiences, about our expertise, and also about the way we think and approach a problem, each of us has the potential to bring some value to the table in terms of improving our strength in cybersecurity defense. And that's why, as human race, we will be losing plenty of time and efficiency if we don't become enablers and allies and advocates for diversity and gender equity in cybersecurity. So it's not the time when we fight among ourselves, when we subject each other to biases based on a variety of themes. This is not the time for that. This is the time to be open, to be supportive of each other, and to come together with this common mission of defending our communities against cyber attacks. And that brings us to this important point of the need for more women in cybersecurity. So, as a woman, I'll speak this from my own personal experience. I think there are sometimes a lot of preconceived notions that are built for women, that they are, gentle, frail princesses who cannot, be strong, and who cannot think from a technical perspective, or who cannot bring a lot of value to those fields which they have had a relatively newer opportunity to thrive in. And cybersecurity is one such field. So according to the ISC squares, I mean, cybersecurity workforce study, and I quote it here, that the percentage of women right now in cybersecurity is 24%. And there's a lot of other biases and a lot of other cultural reasons also for this. But what that also means is that with the support, so I am a person who's trying, always tries to be an optimist at heart. So I believe that right now in the world, provided that we have, biases, we have stereotypes, but there are also phenomenal, kind, and amazing humans out there who are supporting women and who are encouraging women to live their dreams and to build a career in cybersecurity. And those people could be their families, it could be their friends, it could be their colleagues. So allies are the people who are supporting women, and this is actually leading to encouraging signs, and that's also something that is captured from the workforce report, that more and more women are seeking higher education and qualifying for leadership roles in cybersecurity despite traditional obstacles like discrepancy in pay. So this is amazing news. And what this means is that women in security, people like me, people like you, people like all of us who's even watching this video, and also the allies, the amazing people around the world, they are the role models. And we have an important role to play to encourage more women to join cybersecurity workforce. And also to shatter those glass ceilings with our bare hands, that there are so many roles in cybersecurity, so including governance, risk and compliance, including offensive and defensive support, including law, including education. So cybersecurity as an industry is very diverse, and women have a lot of career options there. So we should do our best to encourage more women, because I think, again, coming to tying it back to diversity, I think women bring a lot to the table when it comes to cybersecurity, because they are in essence, I think they are lateral thinkers, and they're very detailed to the point, and they're also, they put in a lot. So it's our duty to support and encourage as many women as possible to build a career in cybersecurity, and also to share this notion among the young girls who are looking up to us, that not all women are princesses, dainty princesses. There are also women can be wonder women with all the right weapons to defend themselves and their families and their communities. So I think this thought is very important. um, so now, how do we become curious in cybersecurity? I've just outlined some of the key points that came to my mind, but this is not an exhaustive list. I encourage you to think a lot in this direction and come up with your own ways and share it in your own communities as well. So first thing is gain practical hands-on experience in cybersecurity. And I cannot repeat this enough, because the more you have practical hands-on experience, the more confident you'll be on your skills. And that is something you can do via hackathons, via capture the flags, via virtual labs. So there are, and right now in today's world, the pandemic has also opened up a lot of open, free virtual opportunities where you can leverage your skills and test your knowledge. So please make the use of that. And another good point that is also on my to-do list is to join working groups. So there are many security researchers, professionals, students around the world who are uh, coming together in open communities like Cloud Security Alliance, OWASP, CIS, and so on, to build better defense methodologies, tools, and processes for to counter cyber attacks. So just participate in those working groups, give your best, learn these new things that are coming up, and that way I think you will be very inspired to do your best. And then also keep testing your knowledge, and that could be maybe through certifications, it could be through test your skill set, keep reading, keep listening to podcast. I think most of you do that already, and keep publishing blogs on anything that excites you in cybersecurity, because curiosity never killed the cat. So don't be a dinosaur, because dinosaurs, they did not adapt themselves, and that's where they became extinct. So be curious, and these are some of the ways that you can leverage. What's the way to be compassionate? And I think I loved what Vishakha mentioned earlier in today's session, that the first way for you to grow is to first be kind to yourself, because you just imagine yourself as a flower. So if you are all wilted and dry, you cannot emit the fragrance that you have. So just be kind to yourself, tackle your inner insecurities. If there are times when you need to take a break, take a break. And also remember this fact that you cannot learn everything in cybersecurity in one day, and that's okay. It's not a sprint, it's going to be a marathon. You have to keep learning every day, but don't overwhelm yourself with the fact that you don't know anything, because I have struggled with this, and I know a lot of people around me have struggled with this, because this is such a vast and deep field altogether. So find certain areas that interest you, keep learning at your own pace, but keep continuously learning. I think that's important. Find a mentor or be a mentor. That's the best you can do to help yourself and someone around you. Being a mentor or having a mentor, can help you identify your strength and work on your weaknesses. So it's very, very, very important for you to show compassion to others by just helping them and mentoring them. Volunteer for cybersecurity non-profits. There are many, many non-profits out there. Volunteer, because I think in my mind, till a couple of years, I believed that physical volunteering was the best way for me to be compassionate. But that's not the case now. There are so many virtual opportunities. Volunteer for that, shatter those biases in your head that if a person belongs to a particular gender or country, that they are like this. So shatter those biases, encourage and partner more with women, men, people who do not identify themselves with any gender. I mean, just connect with those diverse backgrounds, connect with those people, learn from them, because the more you listen to them, I think you will be more interested in, you'll be actually surprised in their journey, and all those biases that you have in your head will just go away. You'll become great friends, and then you will actually participate in networks. So please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. That's the center of being compassionate. What are the ways to be cyber smart? So become or treat yourself as being the ambassador for security. So when you are preaching security practices in your community, practice that yourself, educate people around you with those best practices as well. Network with cybersecurity professionals. I think this is something which is, a lot of us miss out on this. Read their views, ask for help, reach out. I'm sure if you reach out to the people that you look up to, at least a certain percentage of them will reply to you. And that's where you can start those interesting conversations and learn and grow as an individual. And as I already spoke about, like educating people around you in cybersecurity, and that doesn't have to be a grand conference where you have to. It's good if you speak in a conference, but find a local school, find a local parent community, find an elderly community who can be target to phishing campaigns. Help them, support them, educate them to incorporate cybersecurity best practices in your life, in their lives, and then participate in webinars. Get a bigger picture of the scheme of things in cybersecurity. And again, like think like an adversary, develop the security mindset. Security mindset is something, I think if you keep working in the industry for a few years, you develop that, where you question everything, where you don't accept things at face value. So develop that and also find ways to make the world more secure. And anything that you do counts. So that's what I will say here. So stay curious, stay compassionate, stay cyber smart. So I am a person who is also very interested in learning about spiritual principles, and I believe in this law of dharma that as a human being you'll realize your full potential if you use your skills for the betterment of the world. So for those of you who are in cybersecurity, you rightfully belong here, and that's for a bigger reason. So any positive step you take in helping others, it matters. And to protect your families, yourself, your organization, communities, and the world against cyber attacks, just co-create, learn, and grow together while being kind to yourself. So with this, I come to an end to my presentation. I hope it was useful to you. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so please feel free to reach out if you think I can help you or support you in anything. Once again, I would like to thank everyone, Zoe especially, for this opportunity to just share this story with all of you. So stay curious, stay compassionate, and stay cyber smart. Thank you, everyone.